total?
Okay.
Ilan yung administrative na mga posisyon?
Doon po sa vacant positions ng Pag-asa, almost all are technical positions. Kaya challenging po na palitan right away because of the highly technical nature or requirements of the position. So actually, out of the 227, 137 positions are currently being deliberated. 59 are for appointment right now.
So it's ongoing na
Yes po, ongoing
Salamat
po.
Secretary, salamat distinguished colleague. So President, last but not the least, yung implementation po ng Government Optimization Act, which we also authored here in the Senate. May we know kung ang DOST po ay nagsimula na rin, kasi I think all departments were given the task to look into this. DOST currently consists of 19 attached agencies, including Office of the Secretary, and a number of these agencies dun sa mga reports. Ewan ko, hindi ko na siguro tatanong, pero siguro i-raise ko na rin, Mr. President. For example, yung pong Philippine Council for Health Research and Development, o yung PCARD, ang trabaho po niya, please correct me if I'm wrong, it creates policies, plans, programs, projects, and strategies that guide the country's health science and technology development. Pero ang Department of Health, meron din pong DOH Health Promotion Bureau. Sila din po, nagseset din po sila ng policy direction and research priorities for studies on health promotion and social mobilization, which are incorporated also dito po sa DOST's PCARD's National Unified Health Research Agenda. No? So, gusto ko lang pong i-point out yun, no? And every year, pino-point out ko po ito kasi for example, I came from TESDA. Halos lahat ng departamento may TESDA eh. Ang DTI meron, ang DA meron. So ito, gusto ko lang i-raise at malaman kung ano po yung stand ng departamento tungkol po dito.
So the Department of Science and Technology, through consultants, did a comprehensive study of the department, and it was found that there are no overlaps within the department. And actually, yung PCARD po, by law, they do handle the research aspect of emerging technology and the like. However, ang implementation po is with the implementation. Yung PCHRD po pala, yun yung Philippine Council for Health Research and Development. By law po, yung DOST ang gumagawa ng research, pagkatapos ang implementation po niya ay DOH. So, bagamat they're the same program in both, their functions are different. There's no overlap.
I hope that is the case, Mr. President, because when we asked the Department of Health, I remember not too long ago, probably a year or two ago, sinasabi po nila, they set the policy direction and research priorities for studies on health promotion. No? And another example, Mr. President, yung pong Food and Nutrition Research Institute undertakes studies to evaluate the nutritional health of the population, with emphasis on identifying the causes and consequences of malnutrition. So ito po, nasa DOST po ito. No?
Opo.
Now, the Department of Health, meron pong attached agency, National Nutrition Council. Pag tinignan nyo rin po yung mandate nila at charter, sinasabi po, they coordinate and harmonize the policies and programs of government bodies tasked with implementing nutrition-related laws and regulations. Medyo matagal na po ako dito sa Senado, pero nalilito pa rin po ako, Mr. President. I hope that it gets clearer and clearer every year, Mr. President.
So, maybe po, ang makakatulong po ito, ang Food and Nutrition Research Institute po, ang ginagawa nila dito sa DOST is the research. Ngayon po, yung council po sa Department of
DOH.
Yung nasa DOH po, they are a council that uses the research, different kinds of information and data from other agencies, including Food and Nutrition Research Institute. So ang FNRI po is just one of the data sources that they have.
Yeah, I think on that one, Mr. President, I would take an exemption. Medyo nalinawan po ako. Salamat, Mr. President. But dun sa first one, hindi masyado. Tapos ito pong isa, yung Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development ng DOST rin po. It develops policies, plans, programs, projects, and strategies that guide science and technology advancement in agriculture, aquatic resources, and natural resources. Now, the Department of Agriculture, meron din po ito. Ang DA, meron naman silang National Fishery Research and Development Institute. Pag tinignan nyo yung parehong Council and the Research Institute, parehong-pareho po. At meron pa rin po yung DA na Philippine Council for Agriculture and Fisheries. Maaaring sabihin, council po yun. Pero itong isa, Fishery Research and Development Institute. Again, both of which carry out research in agriculture and fisheries, Mr. President.
Actually, my dear colleague, you do have a very good point. Pero ang explanation naman po daw ay, ngayon naman itong program na ito ay, ang council po ay under DOST po naman. Tapos yung research po ay nanggagaling naman sa Department of Agriculture that we actually fund. So nanggagaling po sa DOST yung funding for that particular institute in the Department of Agriculture. Pero tama po kayo na dapat suriin ito kasi very complicated po pala siya. Baka mas lalong maging madali ang pagpapatakbo if masisimplify po yung connections.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think I will rest my case there, and we thank the distinguished lady from Las Piñas City for answering my questions, especially this particular issue on the implementation of Government Optimization Act. Importante na klaro sa atin kung ano yung function ng iba't ibang ahensya at bureaus ng ating pamahalaan. Mas magiging epektibo sila, mas ma-optimize yung use of our resources, kaya po natin yan nire-raise. At importante at the end of the day, yung best interest ng ating mamamayan at ng ating bayan ang ating maprotektahan. And that's the main reason why we fully support and push for the Government Optimization Act. Maraming salamat, distinguished colleagues, sa buong DOST family. Salamat sa inyong patience. And again, let me state for the record that this representation had been perennially supporting the budget of DOST, and at the proper time, again, we would like to put into the records of this August chamber that we would want to augment the budget of DOST, specifically the CEST, and if we can do more in giving them a decent budget for our research and development. Mr. President, 0.03 of our GDP ang ating budget for research and development. That's how much we give importance to research and development. Well, other countries would at least have a 1%, Mr. President, of their GDP going to the research and development. It's a sad fact, Mr. President, but again, hope springs eternal. I'm still hoping that someday we'll be able to catch up and be at par with other countries, not of the world, but of our region. Maraming salamat, Ginoong Pangulo. Maraming salamat, distinguished colleague. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator Joel Villanueva. Next to interpolate is Senator Lauren Legarda. She's now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is actually not an interpellation. I would like to put my manifestation on record and allow me to join our colleague, Senator Joel Villanueva, in supporting the DOST and the attached agencies. Just allow me, please, to read my manifestation because I care much. I have great concern over the agency. They're doing their best. We have the best minds and experts and scientists in the Philippines, and we want them to stay to be able to guide us further. So just like Senator Villanueva, I am concerned about the lack of government support for science and technology. Because again, I'll put on record, the proposed 2026 budget of 30.39 billion accounts for only 0.46% of the national budget, placing the Philippines among the lowest investors in science, technology, and research in the region. Under the current Senate committee report, this budget slightly increased to 31.48 billion pesos. This chronic underinvestment severely limits the country's ability to modernize our laboratories, to strengthen disaster forecasting systems, to improve STEM education, and to support innovation-driven industries. And during the agency's budget deliberations on September 17, before our dear sponsor delivered her baby, I think you were the one presiding the time, I described this allocation as disheartening and inconsistent with our national goals for resilience, for food security, for economic competitiveness, and climate adaptation. Again, this is not to blame the sponsor. As much as we all want to increase the budget, this is what both houses of Congress are giving the OST. I said this before, and I have to say it again for the record. We do not put our money where our mouth is. Given the increasing frequency of climate disasters, the decline in global science and education rankings, the expanding responsibilities of PAG-ASA, PhilVolts, SEI, other attached agencies, including PTRI, Congress must evaluate further whether the current funding level truly equips the OST to fulfill its mandate. Because of this sorry state, I will no longer ask questions. I would just want to manifest it so that it's on the record. Allow me to also state that when I was briefly a member of the board of the Green Climate Fund, the Philippines received a $10 million Green Climate Fund grant for the multi-hazard impact-based forecasting and early warning system for the Philippines, approved in 2019, released in 2022. Opo, ganun katagal ang proseso sa Green Climate Fund. During the period when this representation was part of the GCF board. During the budget hearing again, last September, PAG-ASA reported that the project is now in its second year with $6.7 million allocated to PAG-ASA and the balance distributed to co-implementing agencies such as DILG, OCD, DNR, and MGB. The GCF, just for the record, serves as the main global climate finance mechanism under the Paris Agreement, mobilizing funding for climate adaptation and mitigation initiatives. Given recurring climate-related disasters and the urgent need for localized, impact-based early warning systems, it is crucial to determine whether PAG-ASA and partner agencies have downloaded, utilized, and implemented the grant in a manner that delivers measurable benefits. Again, I will no longer ask my questions. I wanted to state it on the record because anytime I can meet with PAG-ASA and all our experts here. Now, on strengthening LGU capacity, and this is where we need to go down on the ground. Recent flooding events, including those during Typhoon Uwan, exposed the persistent gaps in how scientific hazard information flows from national agencies to frontline communities. While the DOST generates flood hazard maps, geohazard assessments, real-time hydromet data, many LGUs up to this time still report difficulties in receiving, interpreting, and even understanding and operationalizing these advisories. And DOST has acknowledged the tools like flood modeling system, LiDAR-based maps, and platforms such as GeoRisk PH, which we even tried to access during the hearing. They remain underutilized at the local level because of limited technical capacity on the part of LGUs. To address this, I know the answer during the hearing, which I will put a special provision with the permission of the chair